And Jennifer Roman, an attorney, family mediator. I guess you would, if they bring Lindsay Clancy back into the courtroom, you think this note may be something more. What do you read into this development?
Sure. The fact that the jury's come back with a question so quickly after starting their deliberations suggests to me that they've made some good headway and they might be stuck. They might need clarification around one of the charges. They might need clarification around instructions. So I think it's going to be, depending on what that question is, it may be something as simple as, can we see this piece of evidence? Can we have can we hear the 911 tape again? So it could be something very substantive, or it could just be something like, we would like to have this in the jury room with us. Can we do that?
Right. And if it's that, I would understand. But why bring the defendant and also the media back into the courtroom? Am I reading too much into that?
You might be reading a little too much. I mean, certainly the defendant has the ability to be in the courtroom at any time that the jury is going to be pulled back in and asked a question. And same with the media, right? This has been a very publicly covered case. We don't know what the question is until the judge brings it back to the jury. The whole sidebar now is to discuss with the counsel, how does the judge respond to this question, whatever the question may be.
Yeah, and one question I would have if I was a jury, and I brought this up in the last hour, is if found guilty of manslaughter and or not guilty, could Lindsay Clancy see the light of day? Could she go out and live a normal life if deemed not a threat to herself or others? As a juror looking to hold someone accountable for these killings, that may be something they'd want to know.
It may very well be something that they want to know, but the reality is they will not know what the potential sentencing is. They learned because the defense had the right to ask for this instruction and the judge did give it, that if she is found not guilty by reason of insanity, that she will be remanded to the state hospital and assessed for safety. But that's a specific instruction the defense is able to ask. Other than that, the jury is not supposed to consider what the potential sentence could be under any of the other charges.
Understood. And the judge was very specific in his instructions to the jury. I'm curious, Jennifer, as we listen to closing arguments, the prosecution had the benefit of going second. How much does that stick in the jury's mind?
So the prosecution goes second because they have the burden of proof. And in Massachusetts, they not only have the burden of proof to show beyond a reasonable doubt that she actually killed the children, but also carry the burden of proof to show that she was able to conform her conduct to the law at the time of the killings, and that she could appreciate the wrongfulness of her conduct. And so because they carry the burden of proof, they get to go second. And I think that in this case, it was powerful because we had very different closing arguments from the defense and the prosecution, not only in terms of substance, which is expected, but stylistically as well. The defense closing was much more emotional, much more impassioned. He referred to Lindsay Clancy as a kid on a couple of occasions, really trying to play into her vulnerability and play into the sensibilities and emotions of the jury. We then had the prosecution make the jury completely step back from that, and the prosecution attempt to refocus the jury on the legal issues that are at play here and step away from the emotions of Lindsay Clancy as somebody who may not have been adequately served by the medical system. And that was a really important distinction, I think, for the prosecution to have to make in order to show the jury that they've met their burden.
Yeah, and what a tall task for this jury listening to such emotional and grueling testimony in such a tragic trial. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.